Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Talk CFL podcast, episode number 638. I'm your host, Christopher Jones. We're going to talk some football tonight, and it's going to be Canadian football. That's the CFL, and we're all fans, and that's why we're here, because we've been doing this for 638 episodes. Like, fuck, really? Okay, and we're going to do a few more. I don't see it ending anytime real soon, but you never know. Depends on whether or not I'm having a heart attack with my girlfriend. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud? Inside voice, CJ. Inside voice. Okay. So let's introduce the panel here this evening. I got no rant or monologue or anything like that. I haven't done those in a long time, have I, William?
You're getting old and mature.
No, don't be ridiculous. Old, yes, but not mature. Okay. So anyhow, William McDonald, Calgary, Alberta, Calgary Stampeders fan.
Yes, I am.
How you doing, brother?
I am okay. I did watch the podcast last week, and I took exception to some of the things you guys said in the beginning of the show about the NFL not being a very good league because you guys watched the one game you've seen in 20 years, and it was a defensive struggle. I actually thought it was a great Super Bowl, to be honest with you.
Just boring as hell.
Defensive battles usually are.
So why have them?
Well, because it happens sometimes. You are the guy. You are the guy who says defense wins cups.
And I think the saying is defense wins championships. Offense decides by how many points.
I don't think so. But anyways, I thought it was a great Super Bowl. I didn't like Dirty Bunny or whatever the fuck his name was. I thought he was...
Nobody did.
I thought, well, no, 40 million Latino Americans liked it.
Yeah, well, so be it.
And 3 Canadian Latinos that I know of, my grandkids and my daughter-in-law really liked it too. So,
your daughter-in-law Latino?
Yes, she is.
Okay. So did you get a translation of what he said? Because his shit was disgusting. I think he got a $10 million fine from FCC.
I didn't really give a shit what he said. My favorite part of the halftime show was Lady Gaga. So, just saying.
I read an article on Lady Gaga about what happened to her early on in her career and everything else, and she's very tenacious. There's very little about her that's not good. She's done a wonderful job for what's happened to her in her life.
Mm-hmm.
And basically just redesigning, reinventing everything. What's going on here? Sprung a leak.
Uh-oh. Anyways, that's my tiny little rant, so whatever.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Scott Morledge, how are you? Regina, Saskatchewan. Rough Rider fan.
Doing well. Just shoveled 30 centimeters of snow out from my sidewalk, so that was fun. I did not take offense to anything we said about the NFL game last weekend because it was boring as shit. That's where
everybody's entitled to their opinion, whether
100%
is beyond that.
So 37 meters of snow you shoveled? That's a lot of snow.
Yeah, we got 30 centimeters between last night and today.
It said 30 centimeters, not meters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. He didn't. I think he didn't say that proper. I saw a video the other day of some guy that had his snowblower up on his roof and he slipped off and he wrote it down. I mean, like, seriously, how stupid are you guys in Saskatchewan?
He was from Alberta.
So
no.
It snowed really hard in Calgary. It snowed really hard in Calgary yesterday. And I got home and my wife had shoveled all the snow that had fallen, which she likes exercise. But she says to me, there's a drift in front of the house that I don't think I can really handle. So I walk around the corner of the front of the house and there's an 8-foot snow drift. Okay. She was scared it was going to fall on her. That's why she didn't try and do it. So,
and she's probably right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did it. It was good.
Yeah. We got snow in Abbotsford yesterday, believe it or not.
Didn't you got water? You didn't get snow.
No. There's snow on the side on the
sidewalk.
Can't talk on the grass.
Driveway. Oh, okay.
No. We got snow on the grass. No, the driveway went away real fast.
I
couldn't go for a bike ride yesterday morning, so I had to wait till noon, and then I went for a bike ride. So anyhow, that's kind of what happened there.
The snow we got the other day didn't go away at lunchtime, and now it's minus 28. It's minus 28. I hate winter.
Yeah, no. We'll talk to Michael about the weather in a minute, because I'm sure he got snow down in Portland, Oregon. Michael Dennis, how are you? Edmonton Elks fan. I still can't figure that fucking one out. How you doing, Michael?
I'm doing really well. Yesterday it was 50 degrees here and raining. And in typical Oregonian fashion, my neighbor decides to start putting on a new roof next door in the rain, which I've never seen done before. So that was pretty smart. I'm doing great. Looking forward to the podcast tonight and talking about what's happening up in Hamilton and their expansion of their stadium, which is pretty cool.
Are they expanding their stadium? It's a brand new fucker. Not even 10 years old.
They're expanding it.
Well, there you go. So be it. We will talk about that. Is it part of the agenda? Because I didn't see it.
No, it wasn't part of the agenda. It's something that I noticed when I was reading stuff today about the CFL.
Something I didn't realize it was expanding the stadium.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So
I thought it was expanding like fan experience is what I thought it was.
Wasn't that stadium had like a zillion different problems with it, and they had to keep rebuilding it, tearing it down and rebuilding it again?
No, that was Winnipeg. Tim Hortons speakers just fell off the wall at Tim Hortons. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that. And
for instance, Winnipeg, they built it and then they had some big foundation issues.
Yeah, there's some lawsuits and stuff over that.
Because they poured concrete in the middle of the winter in Winnipeg. Like, really?
Rocket scientists? We are not.
I think that was a $65 million repair bill or some crazy thing like that.
I think in Hamilton in the north end zone, what they're doing is they're going to convert it into one big, huge party lounge.
And that's a great idea. I mean, Winnipeg and Saskatchewan have both done this, where they've got big areas where the people can go and party and stand and watch the football game and everything else. It's an awesome idea. BC Place is an amazing stadium, but you get outside of the seated area and you can't see anything on the field. There's absolutely no way that could happen at BC Place, which is really sad because
they're going to do some remodeling that was announced today at BC Place. The football team said.
I don't think it was. I think they're remodeling the headquarters of the BC Lions. They're remodeling the dressing room and everything else in which is out in Surrey, the clubhouse.
Okay.
Because they have their own training facility with their own field and weight room and everything else inside of that. And I think they're redoing the inside of that.
Is that going to?
I saw that. I don't know if they're actually doing anything at BC Place because I doubt it.
Is that going to count against the cap?
No. No.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, because it's player salary or coach.
That goes on the marketing cap.
Okay.
Goes under the marketing budget. No, it's not under that either. It's on the clubhouse cap. I don't think there's a cap on clubhouses right now. I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised for the CFL to come up with it.
Well, this is the sidebar of that joke, people. You're probably wondering. I said to the professor, did you know that in Edmonton they put in a full-scale restaurant for the football players? They hired a chef. They were cooking the food. So that they were improving the nutrition of the players. Turns out the players have to pay for that.
Yes, and it goes against the cap.
And I'm going, I've never heard of a professional sports league where the players in that scenario have to pay for their dinner.
It's the CFL.
Nothing's free in the CFL.
You're Mike. Would you be shocked if I told you that at McMahon Stadium, the Stampeders have a McDonald's drive-through built into the stadium, and all the players drive through there every day for their meals?
Are you really?
Really?
No. He's full of shit.
I'm
He's full
sitting
of
there and
shit,
I'm like, I've been to.
But
Don't buy that.
He
First off,
bought it for a second.
Yeah.
McDonald's is not food. Okay.
No,
So
it's not.
no self-respecting athlete is going to go to McDonald's.
No, they're
Okay.
not.
Yeah, they will if they're in the CFL.
No. You eat good food.
I've never seen him go to like that.
No.
I just think it's time for professional sports teams, especially in the CFL. They need to support their players with good, nutritious food to get better performance. I don't see why it should count against the cap. Every team ought to do it.
I don't think anybody's going to argue with you.
But I don't
Okay.
think I don't think it's like that completely, because I know in Calgary their food is free. So, and you can have 3 meals, 4 meals a day at McMahon Stadium.
Really?
Same thing.
Yep.
Same thing in Saskatchewan.
Say, at the BC Lions clubhouse, they eat. There's food there. It doesn't cost them anything. The players have the choice to go home in the off season, or they can hang out in Vancouver. And if they hang out in Vancouver, it's a lot cheaper for them because they don't have to pay for their workout facilities. They don't have to
Now-
pay for their food. They don't have to pay for anything.
A lot of players are on their own specific nutritional diets that they choose to do, and that's on them to pay for, or whatever the case is, if they chose to go a different route.
That
But
is
they do
part of
have
the.
meals.
If you recall, the CFLPA did a grading of the teams,
Yeah.
and the team meals was part of that. So whether your team actually did a good job of supplying food for them. If the Elks are so fucking cheap they charge their players, that's not on us. It's not on the league, okay?
Well, I was shocked when Ed Hervey said, "No, we charge our players for that meal." I went, "You got to be kidding!"
Because that
Ian Hervey's an asshole.
He's
And we
got to
keep
make
telling
enough
you
money.
that. You keep arguing with us.
He's got to make enough money so he can pay for going over the cap.
Well, at least he goes over the cap, not just like Vancouver does.
Yeah, but he's rich.
Oh, come on.
Who?
Ed Hervey's not rich.
No, Amar Doman is.
Well, so is Larry Thompson's estate.
Larry Thompson is dead.
I said estate.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. You got 4 players remain unsigned during free agency. There's only 4?
There's a lot
Well,
more
there's
than
tons,
4.
but
These are the 4 biggest names.
And who are they?
Braylon Addison played for Ottawa Red Blacks, contributed 825 yards with 3 touchdowns. Devarius Daniels, Grey Cup champion that when healthy can deliver 1,000 yards receiving. Sean Thomas Erlington, combination runner receiver from the backfield. William Stanback with only 698 rushing yards in 2025. Was he a victim of a terrible Ottawa team and coaching, or is his time in the CFL running back coming to a close? Well, William Stanback probably should have
Retired.
He did really well in BC, but he's past his prime for quite a few years. But he's still better than a lot of other players. I mean, he was a beast in his prime. So does he still have something to offer? Yeah, Ottawa was a clusterfuck last year.
yeah.
And there's no doubt about that. And Bob Dyson, just a total mess. Should William Stanback be given another chance? He's getting pretty old for a running back, and younger, cheaper, faster. Isn't that the motto with running backs? He's not going to get signed. It's game over. Unless there's an injury, he's going to have to wait around for a month or so, keep himself in shape. And if there's an injury and somebody needs a running back, then his phone might ring.
which is bound to happen.
Of course it is.
I thought
Devarius Daniels is the one that's a little bit of a shock to me, but
why?
I think with him,
he is a good receiver.
He's a steady receiver, but he's also 33 years old.
He's also 33 years old, younger, cheaper, faster.
Yep.
Again.
And receivers are just dime a dozen.
Dime a dozen. Yep. So are running backs.
You're paying for a name right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he still contributes. He can still contribute to your team.
So do the rookies that coming on for cheaper and younger.
And faster.
So how much would he cost a team? A cap hit, 150?
Right now?
I wouldn't pay him more than 150.
I wouldn't pay him 100. Right now, you could probably pick him up for about 85,000.
I don't think they can pay him that cheap because he's been around for
a long time. I think that's the minimum for a veteran.
You're paying for a name on that one.
Yep.
I thought on that list Addison was one who should have been signed already. I like him. He was just on a Braylon
Addison.
Yeah, and Braylon Addison, in my mind, he's 2 years past his prime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hasn't really done anything. He hasn't really done anything since he left Hamilton.
Mike, you're gonna find, and especially over the next little while, you're gonna find that in free agency, there's not top names, but there's names that you're sitting there going, really, they're unsigned, and it's because cheaper, younger, faster.
Well, all the top names have been signed already, so
yeah, no, and these
what is the average in comparison? When I take a look at the National Football League, we usually say 30 years of age, it's over for running backs. Wide receivers have a longer wood span. What is it for the CFL? Would you say 28 for running backs, and then they just try to get younger again?
A lot of running backs don't get going until they're 28.
Early to mid 30s.
Yeah, I would agree.
We get some running backs like Andrew Harris and quite a few others that worked right in. William Stanback's another example. I mean, how old is he? He's got to be 33.
Yep. At least.
So, and I think Andrew Harris was 35 or 36 when he packed it in. So we give our running backs a little bit more grace on that as long as they're producing a little bit. The power backs get more grace than the scat backs do because the scat backs can't block worth shit most of the time, never mind when they're old. They don't want to go in the way of some D lineman coming at him, where the bigger power backs will take a D lineman out or a linebacker.
He'll be 32 this year.
Stanback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they replaced him with Greg Bell, which didn't impress me at all at Hamilton last year, especially after you let a damn good running back go back to BC. It was insane. Why Greg Bell has not improved, to me, doesn't do anything for me. And I think Stanback's every bit as good as Greg Bell, even at the older age.
Stanback's had a lot of injury problems.
He's beat up for sure.
Okay.
So ever since literally like the first year, he lit it up the first year, and then after that.
2 years ago, was he in BC 2 years ago?
Yeah,
last year.
Not last year. 2 years ago.
Not the year last year. Last year was Butler.
He broke his ankle, I think, the third or fourth game of the year in Calgary when he was playing for BC. Remember?
Yeah.
So I think he's at that age where he's going to start breaking easier because he's a running back. They get beat up.
We had a lot of leg injuries too in Montreal, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So, and that's the other thing you got to look at is the past of injury past.
Yep.
Older player, lots of injuries. That doesn't add up well.
And once again, I really think they're a dime a dozen. Sorry.
100%.
The thing you have to think about here, Mike, is that when you get an older running back like William Stanback, and he gets injured in the second or third game, you have to pay him for the entire season. It doesn't go against the cap, but you still lose the money. So it's in your best interest to have somebody. I mean, we don't know which player is going to get injured because every one of them can and does. Yeah. But if somebody is injury prone, why would you continue down that path?
I probably wouldn't.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I don't think he's going to stay in shape. He's going to sit by the phone. He's going to wait for an injury and hopefully a phone call.
Yeah.
And all of these guys, right? It's best to keep themselves in game shape because, hey, it happens. Look, TJ Lee got called back after 9 months, right? And he was ready to play football, and he came in and played football. So you never know when that call's going to come. But I don't think these guys are going to get signed before the season starts. Doesn't make any sense. Okay.
No, everyone's combing through their rosters now and seeing if and what they have left and where to put it and shaping the rosters for training camp. And they're going to be doing all their mini camps too as well. So,
what are you basing that on, Michael? I just got a text from Michael that says that Zach Collaros is saying that this is his last season.
Oh, yeah, that's what he said.
Did he say that?
Yes.
He said that in an interview that this would likely be his last season.
There's the key word, likely. Likely.
Well, it will be. Just whether or not by his choice.
If he comes out and throws for 5,000 yards, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I brought that up is that announcement came up after I'd already written our agenda.
It's fine. Yeah, it's news. I have not heard it.
Yeah. And Will's pretty accurate by that one. If he comes out and slings it, based on what Winnipeg has done, they're going to resign him.
Of course they will, because they've got nobody else to replace him right now. And this Mike Edison or whatever his name is down in the NFL.
Oh, Kurzma? He's not coming up.
He's not coming up.
No,
he's not for this season.
Or ever. Yeah, he obviously, I don't think he wants to be in the CFL.
Well, maybe that other quarterback in Edmonton who's going to lose his job needs a place to go next year, and it could be Winnipeg. So,
Taylor Powell's the number one in Edmonton, and
but they're looking for an eventual number one, not a consistent number two.
Wouldn't you say, though, at what point does Zach Collaros say, I've taken enough hits, I've got enough concussions, I'm just going to call it a career? Wouldn't you say he's at that point?
I'd say he was at that point 5 years ago.
It's his decision, right?
Yeah, but he probably doesn't say he's at that point yet.
Yeah.
If the team is going to pay him $500,000 to come out and play football and take some punishment on his body, it's in the best interest of his family to do so.
I'm at a disadvantage because I have never seen Zach Collaros play great football.
Yeah, you are. The man was a magician back there. Now, did not play the same type of quality game that Nathan Rourke does. They're two different quarterbacks, but he was damn near as good. Yeah. It was just beauty to watch him play for Hamilton. And he had no O-line, and he just got abused.
The main thing with Zach Collaros, when it comes to his talent, do not, under any circumstance, let him get out of the pocket and run.
He will fucking hurt you.
Fucking dangerous. And as he gets out of the pocket, whatever he does, it's complete. It doesn't matter. It's complete.
It's not because he will run.
Yeah.
It is because once he's out of the pocket, he's got time to the receivers to get open, and he is so goddamn accurate.
Yeah.
So why did he travel around the league? Hasn't he traveled around to couple teams?
Okay, he started out in Toronto, and he was backing up Ricky Ray, probably one of the best quarterbacks ever in the CFL. And Ricky Ray wasn't retiring. So for Zach to actually become a number one quarterback, he had to go somewhere else. So he went to the Hamilton Tiger Cats, and he played for Hamilton. And we've talked about this with the guy, idiot named Kent Austin, destroyed him by not having an O-line. So I think he played 2 or 3 years, maybe even 4 in Hamilton, got badly injured, beat up and every year. And then he went to Saskatchewan, and he in 2009, did he play 2018?
He played partially, then he got a concussion, and then he started 2019, played a few games, got another concussion.
No, he got in 2019. He got concussed in the 3rd play of the first game.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes.
It was the 3rd play of the first game, and he was gone for the year. And then that was the year that Chris Jones was not in Saskatchewan. He brought Zach in, and Craig Dickinson and Jeremy O'Day decided that they didn't want Zach anymore, and they traded him back to Toronto. And he went back to Toronto. And then Toronto traded him to Winnipeg, and Winnipeg went on to 5 straight Grey Cups with him.
A dynasty.
And, what's that?
A dynasty.
Yeah, or 4 or whatever it was.
Were those
and
were
and
those
then and he's still in Winnipeg, and he's been in Winnipeg since 2019.
Yeah.
Were those Winnipeg years, are they as good as comparing them to what Edmonton did with Warren Moon? I'm just asking.
No, not even close.
Okay.
Not even close.
They
when
were
Edmonton, when Edmonton won 5 Grey Cups in a row, it was absolutely pure dominance.
Yeah.
On every aspect of the game. And against every team. There was not a team even close to them.
But there is a but there, Michael. The but is no salary cap.
Yeah.
So therefore, there wasn't free agency per se. Edmonton just kept on signing their players over and over and over again. And they were good players.
And they were good players. Once you had a team back then, you built it. The salary cap didn't come into play, I don't think, until 2007. I think that was the first year of the salary cap. They had a little bit of a cap earlier on, but it was, nobody respected it, and it just went away. They ignored it. And then they came out with this salary cap, and I think it was 07.
Did the salary cap save the league? Is that the main reason they did it?
I don't know if it saved the league, but it may have saved a couple of teams. Saskatchewan was behind the 8 ball at that point in time. They didn't have a lot of money. They didn't have a good team. There was no real benefit to them being there, and they needed help
to save the team.
They needed help to save the team.
Yeah, they did a telethon.
They did 2 telethons. I donated to both of them.
I can't imagine. They actually had a Jerry Lewis telethon for the Saskatchewan Riders?
No, not a Jerry Lewis telethon.
What was it? Jerry Lewis wasn't there, but yes, they did.
Yes.
They had a telethon.
They had 2 of them.
In all honesty,
they had 2 of them to save the team.
It was actually rather funny, Mike, because there were farmers that were showing up with truckloads of grain, and they weren't donating money. They donated the grain, and then the team sold the grain and took the money.
Only in the CFL.
Only in Saskatchewan. But yeah, it's a fact that they actually did have telethons, and I did donate money into both of them. It was only $50, but it was. I thought that, in my opinion, and it's still my opinion, I believe that the CFL is better with Saskatchewan Roughriders in it. I'm not sure that the league is better with Saskatchewan Roughrider fans, but I believe that they're better off with the team.
Of me.
So here's my question, Scott. How did they do this telethon to entice you to spend money, to donate money?
First off, Mike, Scott was probably 2 or 6 at the time, right? Scott, how
Okay.
old
No,
were
I
you,
was a little
Scott?
bit older
Like
than
what?
that.
15?
Something
No.
like little.
Did
No,
you
I
take
think it
your
was around
milk?
like 11 or something like that.
Did you take your milk money and donate it to the Saskatchewan Rough Riders or not?
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool.
I
Well,
was
gotta
old enough for
realize-
that one. Not the prior one, but
if I'd known about
Yeah.
it, I would have donated money.
the CFL
Exactly.
needs the teams in it.
They need the
Saskatchewan,
teams that are
Edmonton,
in it.
Calgary,
We
BC, they all need.
have to support
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
I mean, I was honestly thinking about buying, getting a deposit on season's tickets for the Halifax Schooners. And there's something deep down in my belly that says, don't do this. It's a scam. And it turned out to be one. So I didn't lose my money over nothing. But, to help the team, I would have thought about it at that time.
Isn't that across the country?
Wait a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
it's above Maine.
wait, is that idea dead? I thought there was going to be a team there next year.
Shut up, William.
Yeah, the season tickets go on sale March 1st.
Get in line.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Okay.
do a live remote show and video cast it from Halifax.
Nope.
Yeah, okay.
Nope, we're not even going to talk about the Schooners. I'd rather talk about the Baltimore Stallions, okay, than the Halifax Schooners. Because there's greater odds that the Baltimore Stallions would come back than we're going to get the Schooners.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
I did do some research on the Baltimore Stallions and watched. That was a pretty exciting story. What they created was really that was the reason why they got the Indianapolis Colts the Cleveland Browns to move.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so the next topic here, and I'm going to read it. Michael wrote this. I know in the podcast we have a passion for kicking. On February 22 in San Diego, the CFL will hold their 4th annual Novak Kicking and Consulting at Maramantha Christian School. 28 prospects and free agents will compete in the event, with kickers being selected for the mini camp in Waterloo, Ontario. What team is putting this on?
It's being put on by the CFL.
I've never heard the CFL doing something like this down in the States. Is this a good use of league resources to have open tryout camps for kickers? In the digital age, would it make it more sense to scout the individual stats of a D1 players and then request videos from prospective prospects? And why has Australia become the country that outsources kickers to Canada and the United States? Because they play soccer.
Rugby.
And they kick the ball.
They play Australian rules football as well.
Australian rules football is a great sport.
I will be honest, when I read that article that they were going to have a kicking tryout, I thought of you, William. And I went, this is the biggest joke in the world. Why would you spend resources to have 28 people show up to learn to kick to get on the team? I've never heard of that.
It's a different camp, Mike. The guys who go 0-5, they're the ones that they sign, okay? The guys who have perfect records, they don't sign them because they couldn't be a CFL kicker or a kicker of any kind for that matter.
Now, I will grant you that the Edmonton Elks do have a kicker. Their kickers came from that camp.
Oh boy.
But outside of that, you're spending maybe a couple $100,000 to have this camp for what reason?
No, you're probably spending $29.95. They're doing it the CFL way. They call skip the dishes for food, okay?
Yeah. They're grabbing McDonald's.
There you go.
Okay, so here's my question, and I'm going to pose that to you, William. Don't they have any scouting with these teams within the CFL? Don't they have a scouting department?
Of course
anymore.
they do. What are you talking about? Do CFL teams have scouting departments?
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Then why in the hell would you scout a kicker at a camp?
Well, because people think kickers are football players too, Mike. Not me, but people, okay? Like I told you
There
before,
are only 9 kickers in the CFL.
if I had a football team, I would not have a kicker on it. I would literally go for it every third down. Sorry.
Okay, so since we're here at this point in time,
Yes.
William, I want to direct this question at you. Did you notice that we have got a rule change coming up in 2027 that is going to move the field goal posts to the back of the end zone from the front of the end zone? Really? Okay.
Oh my God.
Now, a lot of people have
Shocker.
said that this doesn't make any sense because it's stupid, and that's okay. I happen to agree with those people. Now, the UFL has a proposal that says that once a team crosses the 50-yard line, they are no longer allowed to punt. They either have to go for a really long field goal or they have to go for it on 4th down. There's no more punting.
And anything over 60 is worth 4 points.
And anything over 60 yards, is it 60 yards? Is
60,
worth
yeah.
4 points instead of 3.
Yep.
What do you think of this?
It's the beginning of the end for me. It's the beginning of eliminating kicking.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I personally, I think that it's I don't mind the concept of once you get past the 50-yard line, there's no punting. You go for it regardless.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Or you kick a field goal.
And if you try and kick a 60-yard field goal, you might as well try and go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, but that's where
Correct.
that's where the difference is that the UFL is a 4-down league. You can't do that in the CFL with a three
Why
down
not?
league.
Why not?
No.
Why not? Why not?
You've only got
Why
2
not?
No.
I don't understand why not.
You got
There's
3
some-
downs.
There's some things that are sacrilege. You just don't change that rule. I just don't like it. I mean, it's like we're gonna change. It's like when the NBA brought in the 3-point line, and now they've talked about adding the 4-point line. It's a gimmick.
You see,
But
here's
the NBA has that 3-point line and it works. So I like the concept of 4 points for a field goal if it's outside the 60.
So here's my big beef about kicking, Mike. So you get the Edmonton Elks at the end of the season, and they're not going to make the playoffs. And they still punt and they still kick field goals. What the fuck for?
I wouldn't. I'd go for it.
It makes no sense to me.
There's no point.
You go for it on 3rd down every time. And if you're not going to make, if you're not going to make the playoffs,
3rd down when you're at the 1,
yeah, but
at
if
your
you're
1.
not going to make, if you're not going to make the playoffs, who cares if you lose 75-0?
Yeah, but when you're looking at most games, every team's usually in most games, they're in it. If football's a game of momentum, and sometimes the momentum's just, you get stuck. And your defense is playing really, really well. It's a good strategic point to go ahead and punt the ball. And let your defense try to win the game.
So
You're
why
not
don't
gonna
we
go
have
for
a
it on your
different rule?
20.
I like this kind of thing about 60-yard, no punting inside of the 60-yard mark. Because the end zones are still 15 yards deep, right? So that would be a 45 from the 45-yard line in. You're not allowed to punt. What if you can't punt unless you're 8 yards or more on 3rd down? If it's 4 yards, you have to go for it. If it's 5 yards, you have to go for it.
Some teams are built for it, other teams are not.
Well, I guess we'll have to build a team for it if that's a rule, isn't it?
I'm okay with it as long as once you pass the halfway point, like the 50 or whatever the case is. Then you have to go for it or whatever. I'm fine, but you're not going to punt at your 20 or something like that.
You shouldn't fuck up your first two plays then.
Did you know that?
No, you're right.
That the teams that were in the Super Bowl that was played a week and a half ago, that neither one of those two teams were the least amount of teams in the league that went for it on fourth down. Did you know that? They played it conventional, played it straight. They won. I mean, Seattle won a Super Bowl.
And they're for sale.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure amongst this group we can come up with $9 billion.
6.7, I believe it is.
You're in banking, Mike. Couldn't we get a loan?
Not on that, no.
No.
I don't have that right now. Sorry. I'm not
I got
absolutely.
I could do $6.
I'm not sure that I would actually. If I had that money, I don't think I would buy a football team. Not for that kind of money.
I'd buy a CFL team.
I'd buy a CFL team, but I would not buy an NFL team.
No.
Even if I had the money, I wouldn't buy an NFL team.
I don't know how you can make that cash flow for the long term. But
well, Mike, so what business do you know that pays their employees more money than the owners make?
baseball,
CFL,
basketball.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think those owners are making money hand over fist. That's why they're paying those guys that kind of dollars.
of course they are. The NFL makes money. The CFL does not.
No owner of a football. You think Jerry Jones lets his players make more money than him? Come on.
Well, he makes more money out of football than he does in football.
Yes, of course he does.
Well, he's getting his riches from the equity value of the company, what he could sell it for.
Right.
He's getting his riches from his oil.
Yes, that too.
I mean, you take a look at the Trailblazers. Paul Allen bought the Trailblazers for $74 million, and he ended up selling them for $4.25 billion.
Yep.
Insane.
It is what it is. Okay, moving
Anyways.
along.
Yeah.
My iPad just died. It didn't die. I just it got tired and closed down. Marshall Ferguson from CFL.ca says that these are the most impactful contracts given during the off season. Okay, now this would be free agency and or extensions. The
Right.
number one most impactful contract is the BC Lions with Nathan Rourke. The main benefit of the deal is to takes free agency discussion off the table for the Lions. However, the question that needs to be asked in a small salary cap league is his cap hit cost preventative for the BC Lions, or have they joined the Ed Hervey approach of throwing money at what you want and don't worry about the cap? Ed Hervey, I don't know if Ed Hervey's ever been over the cap.
He's going to be this year.
How do you know that?
Well, they better not end up in last place because that's embarrassing.
How do I know that? Because he was on an Edmonton broadcast and he was bragging about, you guys know I love to spend money. And this year I have.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. He hasn't got a quarterback that's worth the money. He's still 200,000 behind most other quarterbacks. How's he going to be over the cap?
Well, he signed quite a few. He signed quite a few free agents,
Yeah.
especially on the offensive line.
I'm not buying that argument.
He paid him $275,000.
Yeah, I'm not going there. I'm not. First off, I don't think Ed Hervey is a quality general manager. 2, I wouldn't believe a piece of shit that comes out of his mouth. And 3, it's the Edmonton Elks. It would be embarrassing if they went over the cap because I don't see them getting out of. If they make the playoffs, it's going to be in the crossover.
I would say that based on that first one, Nathan Rourke, the main can you imagine how much money would Nathan Rourke get if he decided to play out his last year and go into free agency in the CFL? Could he be $1 million a year quarterback?
No,
because no team is going to sign him for $1 million
you
a
can't
year.
pay that.
You cannot pay that because then you have nothing
It's
else on your
only a
team.
$6 million salary cap. You can't pay 1/6 of your salary cap to one player. You have to have 42 other ones, 44 other ones. You can't do it. I think personally at 650,000, he's getting too much. Mind you, 200,000 of that's not a cap hit, but that's not the point.
Mind you, if you paid him $500,000 a season and $5.6 million in marketing money, you might be able to afford it.
You're only allowed $250,000 in marketing money.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know there's a limit on that too.
Yeah, there's a limit on the marketing money. It's 250,000, and Rourke's getting 220 of it.
I thought he was getting all of it.
No. They've still got marketing money there for players. Okay, Taylor Powell moving to the Edmonton and becoming the next QB in Elks Nation. I wouldn't doubt that. I wouldn't bet money against that right now because I think Taylor Powell, in my opinion, is a better quarterback than Cody Fajardo. I like Taylor Powell when he was in Hamilton. He did take the job away from Bo, or Bo actually got benched. Taylor Powell was the designated number 1 until he got injured, and then Bo came back and then lit it up for 2 years. So I did not see a downside to Taylor Powell when he was playing quarterback in Hamilton. And Hamilton at the time was a shitty team.
It goes back to what you were saying. You've been saying to me for the last 6 months. Other teams are stealing other teams' quarterbacks that have been developed to make them starters. We're not developing quarterbacks. And clearly,
I've been saying that for years, not 6 months, but yes.
Well, and I hate to say it, but Ed Hervey Ed Hervey was at Hamilton. He knows Powell. He brought him there because I think he knows that Powell is going to eventually be the number 1 starter for the Edmonton Elks in the future.
I have no doubt.
This
probably
is
2026.
This is going to be the last year of Cody Fajardo. No doubt.
I'm surprised he's got this far.
Unless he throws for 7,000 yards.
Maybe on Madden 2026.
If he throws for 7,000 yards, you guys are going to be you're going to be in the hospital ward.
I'm going to be eating crow, serious crow, but I won't be. Okay. The only one around here that's eating crow on quarterbacks there has been Scott. Because I think CJ proved him wrong.
I will admit it on that one so far.
Well, I have to admit that Saskatchewan did upgrade their backup quarterback in the offseason.
That wasn't hard.
Who did they get?
Nobody.
Well, they didn't really upgrade. They have the same guy. They have Cohen. But he has more of an upside than Mayer does.
I still don't know who BC's got for backup because they did re-sign Chase Bryce, but
there's your backup. There's your backup.
You've got Giovanni McCoy, who could not play at Oregon State University. He could not play there, and he ended up transferring to Temple, and I don't think he played much there.
Yeah, but Mike, look how many quarterbacks light it up down there, come up here and shit the bed. So
he shit the bed here in the United States. I don't think he can play up in Canada.
But how many
Wait,
people light it up down there and come up here and shit the bed? So it's kind of you can't really dictate that. CFL game is a different game.
It isn't the point, if you're a player, an older player, and you're pretty, you still got some time, why would you not want to go to BC? Because BC is a quarterback. I mean, that is the best place going into this year on paper to win the Grey Cup. Even if you're the backup to Nathan Rourke and you never play, at least at the end of November you're going to get the ring or have the best opportunity for the ring.
I don't know who BC is trying to put in there in that position because I don't know who's available.
No, that's the problem.
The guys that are not worthy. Okay, moving on. The DeConta McMahon in Calgary. Have the rich in a running back got this even? Have they? Man, you really got to put this in AI or something.
Have the rich and running backs got even better moving into 2026?
Okay, that's not proper English. Bad grammar.
I'm sorry.
Anyhow,
what happens when you're an Elks fan?
They only signed him because his name is McMahon.
It's because the stadium's McMahon.
Yep. They thought it'd be a novel thing, so.
The one thing that you need to learn here, Michael, and I know we're picking on you, not so much this, the podcast seemed to be directed at you because of your lack of CFL experience and history with the league and everything else. Most of these guys that are signed ain't making it past training camp. Okay, we got cut down days for a reason, and a lot of these guys are just gone.
Yeah.
And we'll find out, because you know what? You don't keep a high-end quarterback. You don't keep 2 or 3 of them. You just don't. You keep one, you keep a good kid, and move on.
Mike, what did Powell get signed for in Edmonton?
175, I think. Well, my cat just turned on the TV. I'll be right back.
That's a
Fucking shoot
talented
it.
cat. That's a talented cat.
Yeah, you got some good pussy over there.
It's got a smart pussy.
Oh.
I was wondering who was talking. Okay, so
I thought that was Mike turning up music.
Did the Riders improve themselves at the Lions' expense by signing Josh Woods? Where does he get this shit from?
Who's Josh Woods?
He's a DB.
I get this stuff from the same website that you told me that I should read.
Well, this is Marshall Ferguson.
Oh my God, Marshall.
William wants to talk about Marshall Ferguson.
Marshall Ferguson is an idiot, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay?
I don't know. I'm learning this stuff.
It's okay.
I did not attribute it that this is from Mike Dennis's opinion.
Don't worry about it. No,
the
Riders
announcer.
did not improve, and the Lions did not lose by dealing with this Josh Woods guy. Okay.
The Riders just replaced somebody that they lost. That's all it is. That's all that was.
And BC let him go.
Yeah.
Tommy Neufeld went to Winnipeg during the offseason. Was this a mistake by the Riders to let him go? Well,
yes.
No.
I say yes.
No. Younger, faster, cheaper.
Well,
receivers.
I mean, he's young and cheap, but
receivers are a dime a dozen. He's also Canadian.
Not that cheap.
Is he Canadian?
He's making he's making a name for himself now.
Yeah.
He's gonna start raising the bar on the price tag. Younger, cheaper, faster. Right now, receivers are a dime a dozen. I don't care.
I think he added a lot to your squad, especially down to the championship during the championship playoff run. I thought he performed very well.
He did.
Next man up.
No question about it.
Who's the best receiver in Winnipeg, Mike? What's his name?
Dembski.
Dalton Schoen.
Dembski.
So Dembski. So Saskatchewan didn't re-sign Dembski, Mike. Did you know that?
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
No, Saskatchewan didn't re-sign Dembski, Mike. He used to play for Saskatchewan.
I did not know that.
Now you do.
Oh yeah.
Why would
Because
you get rid of?
Saskatchewan drafted him.
Saskatchewan had him, and then he went down to the NFL. Then he came back and he went over to Winnipeg in free agency.
Well, he was always going to Winnipeg anyways because he's a Winnipeg boy. So
yeah,
that guy kills my team every 2-3 games. Edmonton can't control him.
Let's show me somebody who doesn't destroy the Elks.
stop it.
You don't need it. Point. I mean, the only reason why we're Dembski does it is so noticeable is because he's a midget. Okay, if he wasn't a dwarf out there, it wouldn't be all that impressive. But because the guy is like 5'0", and he's a ghost out there because nobody covers him.
I watched every CFL game played last year.
Well,
he didn't do it just to Edmonton. He did it to everybody.
Nick Dembski is a great receiver. He knows where to be.
There's no doubt about it, Michael.
He's football smart. He knows where to be, when to be there, how to be there, the way to be there, everything about it.
Then why wouldn't he go and test free agency and try to go out and get more money from the other teams?
Because he lives at home with his mom.
Okay.
Players want to play in their hometown if they can, and we have in the CFL what we call a home team discount. And that means where a player will take less money because they get to live in their hometown where their wife and kids or mom or whoever is already there, and they don't have to have two households, one in their hometown and one in their team's town. Okay.
They can also
how much more does it cost him to run an apartment in Saskatchewan or God forbid BC?
And rather be a big fish in a little pond than the other way around.
I think that's a large reason too why Oliveira won't leave Winnipeg too, because he's a hometown there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a house there. He's got a family there. I mean, that's why he's there, and he's given the team a discount. He would make more money somewhere else.
Yeah, Jefferson's the same way. He lives in Winnipeg year round.
Didn't he offered him more money than Winnipeg did, and he signed in Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Where would you want to play? You just said that. Wouldn't you want to play for a team that's going for the Grey Cup?
Yes, I would have signed for BC.
Okay, well, he didn't. He signed for less money in Winnipeg.
Yeah, but Mike, you can buy or you can rent a cardboard box in BC for $5,000 a month, as opposed to a 50,000 square foot house in Winnipeg. Okay.
You can buy a house in Winnipeg for $50,000.
Absolutely, you can.
Well, that's the unfairness of the salary cap that actually puts teams like Vancouver and Toronto at a disadvantage. The cost of living in those two cities alone is significant compared to Saskatchewan, Calgary, or Edmonton.
Well, thank you, Captain Obvious.
Well, it's not fair.
God. The seriousness on that one.
God, you guys love me. I'm just the stupid
you have
American.
no idea what it's like that the cost of living is in Vancouver compared to the cost of living in Regina. I mean, seriously, for what you'd pay for rent for a house in Vancouver, you can buy one for in Regina.
Yeah,
it's just nuts.
Night and day.
I mean, you look at what $1 million will buy you in Vancouver and look at what $1 million will buy you in Texas. And you go, oh my God, I'd be moving to Texas. In fact, I don't know why most of the people in BC don't.
So what is the appeal of going to Saskatchewan? How do you sell a free agent to go to Saskatchewan?
They're gods. You literally are going into a town where you will be recognized on the street and people will go and buy you dinner. They will buy you drinks in the bar. Companies will give you free cars, a car lease. They will give you clothes. They will give you anything because you are a football god in a town that is where football is a religion. Okay.
Mike,
And in
you should have
BC,
seen.
you could walk down the street naked and people wouldn't notice you because the Pride Parade's doing that anyhow.
Mike, you should see what Cody Fajardo got in Saskatchewan when he started like doing well in 2019. He didn't have to pay for anything. He was about to have shit named after him.
Well, he's
He
gonna
almost
have,
did.
Seriously, there were farmers bringing their daughters and giving them to Cody. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody heard him say that he liked what are those pogo sticks or whatever, the corn dogs. He said he liked going to the fair and making corn dogs. The fair sat there and said that they should make a statue of Cody Fajardo with the corn dog. It is instant stardom. Instant.
You are famous beyond belief if you are good at football in Saskatchewan.
And some people like that, Mike, and some people run away.
Yeah.
Some people hate it. Absolutely hate it. They like to be anonymous.
Yep.
Corey Mace hadn't even done anything, and he was spotted in Costco, and like there was a line up to the door waiting to get an autograph from him. He's like, "Guys, I'm just here to shop with family," and then he just sat there and started signing autographs. He hadn't done nothing yet, but he was the new coach, so he was instant superstar.
So is that the same in Calgary?
No.
No. No.
I don't think it's the same anywhere in the CFL, with the exception of the possibly a toned down Winnipeg.
Yeah, but don't forget Winnipeg's bigger, so they can blend in better.
Yes.
Mike, have you ever heard of the WHL?
Yeah.
That's the next. So after CFL football in Saskatchewan, that's the next best thing.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you
you
got
know
NNL,
hey Mike,
NLL.
and you know that's not the Women's Hookers League, right? You know that, right?
By the way, Portland has a WHL team. We have won the Memorial Cup. We've been there a few times, so I know what the WHL is.
Yeah, we know who the Winterhawks are. Okay. We know who the Winterhawks are.
I don't
have a WHL team, but the Edmonton Elks are better than
who is the most famous Portland Winterhawk, Mike?
Oh God. I have no idea. Niedermeyer? I don't know. I'm not a Winterhawk fan. I didn't go to the games. Even though true story, Brent Peterson played for the Winterhawks the first few years. I had to teach his wife how to balance a checking account. Super wonderful lady.
Hey.
Cam Neely, Mike.
I've heard of him.
I hope so. Was the captain of the Boston Bruins.
He's also in the Winterhawk Hall of Fame.
Here you go.
He's got his name retired.
Shamar Bridges re-signs with Hamilton, who also re-signed Kenny Lawler, but they let Tim White leave the organization. Can Bridges replace him? All he has to do is not get hurt. He should be fine. Maybe catch the ball once in a while, because we didn't see White do that much.
I don't think it's going to be too hard to replace White.
Sorry, I was looking at something.
Okay. We just saw the top of your head. It was kind of funny.
They're doing fine now with that other guy that started just stepping it up after Lawler kept getting double covered.
Yeah.
White just
Lawler-
kept dropping footballs.
Lawler's he's a pretty good wide receiver. He made some awesome plays last year.
Kenny Lawler's in the top 5 in the league right now in receiving position. Tim White is not.
It's because they didn't give him the opportunity. I don't think that he because
they gave him the opportunity. Tim White's had the opportunity all over the goddamn place, and he can't catch the football when he needs to. And then he gets hurt. Yes, he makes some spectacular plays, and yes, he can do it. But when you need a clutch catch, don't throw it to him.
No.
I mean, when they needed a clutch catch, they always went to Lawler.
Smart.
That's why you're paying him that much money.
Yeah. Why would Jonathan Kongbo sign with Toronto, which is not going anywhere in the next campaign? Well, fuck, why is anybody signing with Edmonton?
He was a pretty effective offensive lineman for the Elks last year.
Does Toronto even have a plan to rebuild the organization? Is Toronto going to surprise you this year?
Probably.
They got a new coach. They got Chad Kelly's coming back. They brought in Huff. They brought in Jim Barker. They brought in a whole pile of execs. And I can't believe that they're not putting a team together. I don't think they're going to be a pathetic team that they have been the last couple of years. And yet they still won the Grey Cup 2 out of the last 4.
My question is Kelly going to be able to play well after being out of football for so long?
I mean, he's played 9 games out of the last 36.
Yeah.
So and he wasn't very good in those 9.
Yeah, but that's a guy who wanders around with a haircut like that has lots of confidence. So I don't think he'll have any trouble at all because he's obviously got lots of confidence. Because man, that bowl cut is 1 in a million.
You can have all the confidence in the world, and he's going to be down on the ground because he doesn't have
Cody.
He does have talent. He is a talented quarterback. Okay, he's just got a 12-cent mind, and I'm not sure that he can mature enough to do what he needs to do. Although there's a phenomenal amount of people that are supporting him. So let's see. I'm not saying no. I'm not.
Can he bounce?
I would rather have Chad Kelly over Cody Fajardo.
Oh, come on.
100%.
No way.
100%.
No
100%.
Cody Fajardo's
Cody
Fajardo's got.
We're not making this a Cody Fajardo show.
I'm sorry.
We're
not going to do that. I did that. But seriously, Chad Kelly is a much better quarterback. And I don't like him. I think he's an asshole. Okay? I don't want him on I don't want him in the league, never mind on my team.
Chad Kelly has been a problem at every place he's ever played.
I'm not debating that. You're 100% correct. He's so just a better quarterback.
Why would you keep him?
He's got talent. He's got talent.
The reason I think Toronto's going to be a bad team is why would Dinwiddie leave the organization and go to Ottawa, which was a shit show last year? Why would he go to Ottawa if Toronto isn't crap?
Hang on. Who missed the playoffs last year?
Edmonton. I know that. Toronto.
Who else? Okay. And who else?
Ottawa.
Good. Okay, so he went from a team that missed the playoffs to a team that missed the playoffs that's paying him more money.
And giving him more power.
And gave him more power and control.
And the other thing you have to understand about Ryan Dinwiddie, Mike, is he is an egomaniac of the nth degree.
He believes that he can make a difference. So he's off making a difference. Whether he's successful at it or not is a whole different ballgame. So why would he leave Toronto? Because that's who he is. Okay. So do we believe that the Toronto Argonauts are a clusterfuck of an organization? Yes, I do. I don't like the general manager. I don't like the assistant general manager. Okay. The team needs an enema. Okay. But they brought in some very intelligent people, football people, as consultants to help with the football operations. Okay. One of the best in John Hufnagel. One of the best. Okay. So I can't see them not getting better with this, with what they're doing. Okay. So it is what it is. Did they re-sign Nick Arbuckle?
Nope. Nobody has.
I think he's still under contract.
Yeah, he could be.
I think he's under for one more year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now I've been waiting for this all show long. Can you read the next one, CJ, that starts with has Dinwiddie?
Has Dinwiddie outsmarted the CFL and his followers with the signings he made in the offseason?
What?
Is that what you pronounce that, CJ?
Oh, Ferguson's a fucking idiot. Outsmarted the CFL.
Habakaka Cook, Baladonado.
Baldonado, I know that one. Baldonado
is another addition who can cause problems for quarterbacks.
I've never heard of him.
Baldonado was a rookie for the Riders.
I don't think Dinwiddie can outsmart too many people in the CFL. So no. The answer to this is no.
I need to see some action before I can even. They're in a rebuild year.
Did you want to? Do you want to read that? Did you want me to read these names? Is that what your problem was? Because I can't pronounce names.
Yeah, I wanted you to read Habakaka Baldonado.
Habakkuk
Baldonado.
Oh,
Well, I have to admit, when I read that article and he said that Baldonado has Dinwiddie outsmarted the CFL, I was laughing my ass off. No.
Well, I'd be embarrassed if my name was Habakkuk. I would change it, okay?
Yeah, it's pretty much over for him.
Justin Crum, does he get a lot of playing time in Montreal? Well, that depends a great deal on whether Davis Alexander stays healthy or not.
And I think Davis Alexander will be hurt a lot the way he plays.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So
he doesn't run smart.
However great he is, I don't think he's long in this league.
No. Because he has more he has more income potential working in the aerospace industry, which is where his degree is in.
This year will be a defining time for him. If he can stay healthy for 18 games in Montreal and performs well, he's made it, right? But if he ends up being on the sixth game again, teams aren't going to keep him around.
Yeah, and we still haven't seen how he rebounds from a regular season loss, and it will happen this year.
He hasn't had a regular season loss.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Until he rebounds,
his only loss that he's ever had has been the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a big question mark for me.
I still don't think he is a proven CFL quarterback, to be honest with you.
No.
I think if he has a good year next year, he's going to get a big head, and he's going to try to do you know what.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do. They all want to do that.
I don't think anybody's going to take a shot at him with his injury history.
The only guy who's never taken a shot at the NFL is Cody, because he knows. He knows
that nobody wants him.
He knows he'd be in the high school NFL league if he went to the States. So
But Streveler stayed down there for a few years.
5.
For the people in Edmonton, I do love Cody Fajardo. He's still my boy. For 1 year.
You're so naive. BC Lions has announced on Friday that the team has signed American defensive back Dante Ruffin and American quarterback Giovanni McCoy. Never heard of either of these. Can Ruffin actually make an impact in the secondary for the Lions? The big question mark in my mind is, why would you go with untested quarterback in McCoy that could not break the Oregon State lineup? Well, how do we know that? And then transferred to Temple for his senior season.
Because Mike told us.
Mike, do you remember what I said earlier in the show? What was it?
No, refresh my memory. I'm sorry.
A lot of these signings will get released during training camp. They're up here as camp fodder. Okay? Don't expect this guy to stick. If you don't think he can make an NCAA team, then why would you think that he's going to make a CFL roster? He's not going to make the roster if that's the case. I'm not saying he's not going to make the roster. He might be amazing, because people who play in the American leagues, the game is different in Canada. That's why proven quarterbacks down there don't make it up here, and why Division II teams send players up here that are amazing. Okay? It's a different game. It's more wide open. It's more of a gunslinger. And I'll tell you, I don't know. I would have taken just about any quarterback in the CFL, the exception maybe of Cody Fajardo, over that guy that played for the Patriots last weekend. Okay?
Oh.
Because that guy just didn't play football.
He just had one bad game. Unfortunately,
maybe
on the
he had
biggest
one bad
stage.
game, but I'll tell you, you don't want a player to have a bad game in the biggest game.
Yeah, but you can't blame him. That defense in Seattle is just killer.
I don't doubt it. It was amazing. I mean, he was under pressure. That's the first NFL game that I've watched in 30 years. And it didn't disappoint me, because I expected that boring.
I thought the Super Bowl was a great defensive game. And I am not a Seahawks fan. I'm a Los Angeles Rams fan. But I thought Seattle played, their defense won the Super Bowl, and Darnold did not make one mistake during the course of the game. They were the better team.
Okay. We're not going to talk NFL, because it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Featured team of the week, the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Are we doing this? Okay. So this is the free agency. They got Eric Lofton. They got, I can't read this. Keon Oikega. Ariel Alfred, Tyson Middlemost, Carrot Wheatfall, Carabel Dabir, Curly Gittins Jr., and Shamar Bridges. But that was a re-sign. The other ones were all free agents coming from other places. And who did they lose? They lost Jonathan Moxey, Brian Cole, Deshaun Amos, Greg Bell, that's a running back, Taylor Powell, quarterback, Brendan Brodner. Where did he go? He went to, he was, his new team is Hamilton? What is this?
No, they lost him.
They lost
him. Yeah, but
it says they lost him, and his new team is Hamilton.
Yeah, somebody did this wrong.
For the last five, of them.
Three Dog Nation.
Coulter Woodmansey, Jordan Murray, Brendan O'Leary, Orange.
He went to Edmonton.
So he didn't go to Hamilton, eh? Anyhow,
Yeah.
that's a nothing thing. There's no words for that are necessary. Okay, so William, you had an article by Marshall Ferguson you wanted to discuss.
No,
you have it up?
I thought that's what this was, but it's not. He just the article I read, and I don't know where it is now, where he rated the teams in free agency, and I thought he was a bit of an idiot when it came to Calgary. That's all.
Is Calgary?
Yeah, well, that's the one that I noticed.
Okay, well, we can look at, he's got an article up here 10 hours ago, and it says, look at all 9 teams'
That's
quarterback rooms.
Oh, no, that's not it.
No, I know that. We'll look at this one. So we got
Okay.
BC Lions with Nathan Rourke, Chase Bryce, and Giovanni McCoy. Well, that's embarrassing. Edmonton's got Cody Fajardo, Taylor Powell, Cole Schneider, and Zach Labrowski. It's kind of funny. Vernon Adams, PJ Walker, and Quincy Vaughn in Calgary. Saskatchewan has Trevor Harris, Jack Hone, and Tommy Stevens. Winnipeg has Zach Collaros, Terry Wilson, and Chase
Bryce.
Ardo Puis. Hamilton has Bo Levi Mitchell, Trey Ford, and Jake Dogala. That's probably the best one so far, isn't it? Where all 3 could actually play football.
Didn't you see Jake Dogala play football last year?
No.
He's fucking
Well, I saw him
horrible.
play in BC a couple of years ago. It wasn't very good.
He's horrible.
Jake is not good at all.
No, but as a third stringer, he's probably better than most.
He's probably a little bit
Toronto
better
has
than the
Chad
other
Kelly,
Jake
Nick
they had.
Garbuckle, Jarrett Dogie, Tucker Horn, and Max Dugan. They have a quarterback room. Ottawa has Drew Brown, Jake Mayer, and Matt Morrissey. And Montreal has Davis Alexander, Dustin Crum, and James Morgan.
I think Morgan has a bright side to him.
If we're not talking about the number ones, okay, if we're not talking about the number ones, we're talking about number 2, number 3, and down.
Yep.
I think BC has the weakest quarterback room.
I think all the quarterbacks rooms are weak except for Edmonton.
What, with Taylor Powell and Cole Snyder?
No, Taylor Powell and Cody Fajardo. That's a pretty even quarterback room.
Well, but they've got 2 number 2s. They don't have a number 1.
Right, I understand.
But you said we weren't talking about number 1s.
That's exactly what I said.
Well, yeah, but they don't have a number 1.
But
So you have
can't
2 number 2s.
You've got to count one of them as a number 1. You can't count both of them as a number 2.
Yes, you can.
Well, then they don't have a number 1, and it's the weakest room, period. You're right.
Well, no, but if their number 2 gets hurt, they still have a number 2 to put in. Most of the other teams, if their number 1 gets hurt, they don't have a number 2 to put in. So the quarterback situation in the CFL this year is gonna be like it's been for the last 5 years. It's gonna suck.
Yep.
If the starter gets hurt. And there's a pretty good chance that the starter's gonna get hurt.
And the ones that most likely will get hurt this year would probably be Saskatchewan with Harris and Collaros. And Collaros.
Yeah.
And maybe even Vernon Adams, the way that he plays ball at Calgary, he could get hurt.
Well, Davis Alexander, Nathan Rourke. I haven't seen a season where Nathan Rourke's not hurt.
He only missed a couple games last year.
He only missed 2.5 games last year.
Yeah, but the scary, if you take those 3 guys, Rourke, Alexander, and Vernon Adams, Vernon Adams, when he runs the ball, he thinks he's a 280-pound linebacker, and he fucking gets killed every time he gets hit.
Yes.
And he refuses to go down. Like, are you stupid?
Every quarterback has their drawback.
Well, that's with Vernon Adams. The reason he's like that is he really wants to win. He's passionate about winning. He hates losing.
Mike, the reason he likes to do that, Mike, is because he's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay? You go back in history, look at Bo Levi Mitchell in Calgary. He never, ever, 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 ever ran the ball. And he went 7 or 8 years without being hurt.
Bo Levi Mitchell ran more in one game in Hamilton than he did in 7 years in Calgary.
Did he even have a running yard in Calgary?
Oh, maybe, probably not.
I think he
There
went
might
a
have been
couple of
an-
years where he didn't go past the line of scrimmage.
He used to say, why wouldn't I look for a pass downfield all the time rather than get hit and possibly injuring myself? And he's right.
He absolutely
100%
is.
he's right.
If you don't
I
have to run,
can't
you
argue with him. But I do
Well,
like his game of football now that he's in Hamilton and he's actually being a quarterback.
It probably would have made a difference if Bo had wheels, which he doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just
he's
saying.
funny to watch when he runs.
And he
Well,
also
Levi,
had a
just
gauntlet
saying.
for an O-line.
Would Zach Collaros have had all the concussions if he didn't run the ball?
No.
Well, yes, because he didn't have an O-line in Hamilton.
Well, yeah, but yeah. Anyways.
Well, if I had
I mean, his concussion in Saskatchewan wasn't because he was running.
Well, and with
he got
Vernon
run
Adams,
over.
I have no problem with him running as long as he goes down before he gets hit. But he doesn't do
Michael,
that.
You said he has a passion for winning, and that's why he does that?
Yeah, he wants to win.
Fine. If he actually had passion, then he would protect himself. He doesn't want to win. He wants to get that extra yard.
Sorry, he's a typical football player. He's not smart.
I would tend to agree with that.
I know we hate to say things like that, but it's the truth.
He's trying to play beyond his ability. And then
No, I don't think he's trying to play beyond his ability. He has a very good running ability. He just needs to know when to go down and not take that hit. Walk out of bounds. Take the step out of bounds instead of take the step towards the middle. He just needs to play smarter football.
Or when you see a guy in front of you, fall down. What's so hard about that?
When your size go down.
Well, not everybody has Harris.
I mean, Cody doesn't have to worry about that because he's always spinning into people, okay? So he doesn't have a choice about going down. So, just saying.
I'm not saying anything.
I know you're not.
You know, I think Harris is if he can stay healthy, I think Saskatchewan is going to be a contender for the league. But I just don't think he can.
Keyword is if he can. That's the big keyword.
I don't see it. I don't see it happening. He has been healthy for an entire season one season in his 13-year career. Last year was one of the seasons where he only missed 2.5 games or 2 games? One game. Yeah. Missed 1 game. He can't do that two seasons in a row. Statistics are against him.
The odds are against him to Mike's vantage point. If some weird shit happens, like what happened last year, and he does stay healthy, yes, I agree with him that they'll be a serious contender. But the odds are against him heavily.
And once again, you have to think about it's really hard to repeat because once you've won it, it's really hard to repeat because you don't have that. You
The
don't have
agency
that.
sucks.
Yeah.
2 teams have done it
absolutely.
since 2000.
Yep.
2 teams.
Yeah. Okay. Marshall Ferguson put out
Yes.
an article. This says the most
Yes.
impactful signings from, no, that's not what it is. Grading every team's 2026 CFL free agency so far. Okay. This is the article that Willie wants to talk about.
Sure.
So grading the BC Lions. BC Lions got a minus.
A minus.
An A minus. So with returns of an extension with Keon Hatcher, Joan Tavey, Gary Peters, Sean White, James Butler, Dion Allen, Adam Konar, plus the signing of Darnell Sankey dropping from the sky, and with a cherry on top with a Rourke extension. Okay. So they got a aim, and they lost Gerald Broxton to Winnipeg. Calgary got a C plus.
So whoa, stop. What does everybody think about that? The BC assessment.
I think BC got an A. He
gave him an A minus.
The only thing they had to do to get an A was sign Darnell Sankey.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that is the free agent signing of the season.
I'd agree.
Not arguing. And keep your core, because BC was one of the best teams last year. So if you keep your core, you keep your big guys, you lost an O lineman. Yes, that's going to hurt.
You lost Eberhard.
Yeah, it's the receiver. And okay, we name the receivers on BC. Keon Hatcher, Justin McInnes, Jovan
McGoy.
And then there's the other guy, what's his name? Barry Hill. Okay. We lost our number 5. Am I upset?
No.
No, I'm not. Can we replace him? Probably have.
Well, you always have to have receivers in the wings because receivers get hurt.
Yeah. Often.
Yeah.
So I'm not concerned about that. I'm not happy about Broxton going, but you know what? If he wants more money than he's worth, let him go. Winnipeg's O-line sucks right now. They're geriatric. So, okay, Calgary Stampeders, they got a C plus. They got offensive lineman Bryce Bell, running back Dietrich Mills, and receiver Eric Brooks, while keeping Derek Moncrief away from the open market, are all wins. But the sum of the parts coming in includes receiver Dejon Brissett, who's looking for a larger role in Calgary than he had in Toronto, and first-round pick running back Deontay McMahon, who will likely incite more stadium name references than touchdowns with Mills around, and former Edmonton defensive back. Doesn't anybody have fucking normal names for their kids anymore?
They toss them down the stairs, and there you go.
Devondrick Bynum joining the party. Okay. And it doesn't say anything about losses, but I know they lost a couple of O-linemen to the NFL.
No, they did not. They lost a couple. I was going to correct you guys. They lost a couple of defensive linemen to the NFL.
Defensive line. My bad.
Yes, sir.
You also lost your first-round draft pick.
You did not like the grading that the Calgary Stampeders received from Marshall Ferguson, and that's why you wanted to talk about it.
The reason I didn't like it is this. He talks about BC keeping their core. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, Calgary kept their entire core.
Did they add Darnell Sankey?
With the exception of What's his face?
Damian Alford.
Rhymes. They haven't signed him yet.
Dominic Rhymes.
But I don't think they're gonna sign him because they missed Reggie Begelton all last year because he got hurt in the first 2 weeks of the season, and he replaces Rhymes every time. And he's
all
the
day
leader.
long.
He's the leader that they need. And as far as did they add anything special? No. But as far as Alfred goes, that you're talking about, Mike, the first round draft pick last year, he had 2 or 3 touchdown catches, and that's all we saw of him. And he got hurt a lot. And they signed Brissett from Toronto, who's another Canadian who's exceptional. So I think.
Are you saying that Marshall Ferguson undergraded the Calgary Stampeders?
Well, and we got to go through the other teams too to see what kind of grades he gave them, okay? Because I really think he undergraded Calgary.
Okay.
I'm going to already say he undergraded Saskatchewan.
Edmonton Elks got a B. Okay. The Elks have been headline makers in February, attempting to shuffle the deck and get things right. This time around with Joe Robicelli and Austin Mack, who should elevate the downfield passing game, bringing in defensive lineman Malik Carney and offensive lineman Couture Woodmansee in the trenches. 2 names that will be likely defined more than Mack is offensive lineman Jordan Murray and quarterback Taylor Powell. Money well spent or just a reach in hopes of throwing together a winner? Time will tell. I look at this as the teams that miss the playoffs should do the best or the most in free agency. Okay? They didn't.
What could they have done differently?
Found a quarterback.
They did. Taylor Powell.
Found a star quarterback.
Like where?
I'm just saying. That
You asked
would have
how
elevated the
could they
team.
improve?
Yeah.
When I ask the question, how can they improve? You got to take a look at what is realistically or what is available out in the open market that they could get a better quarterback.
They did get the best quarterback on the open market. Okay, I'm not arguing or disputing that.
But I don't think
it's not enough.
I don't think BC's going to give us Nathan Rourke.
Oh, I never said they could make a difference. I just said they didn't.
I think that they've improved their offensive line, which was a major problem for them last year. The first half of the season, Edmonton's offensive line was atrocious, the worst in football.
I just think their grading is a little high.
So then the question is, why did they try to make a pocket passer out of an extremely mobile quarterback if your O-line sucks?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Nobody can answer that question. Okay.
But I don't think Trey Ford is the answer in Edmonton. He cannot read defenses.
He's not there anymore, Mike, so he's not the answer.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay. At least he doesn't do pirouettes. Saskatchewan Roughriders got a B+. Okay. Defensive lineman James Vaunters, returner James Lecter Jr. could be huge for them, but 2 are the losses of Carney to Edmonton, linebacker AJ Allen to Ottawa, and offensive lineman Braden Knoll to Montreal. This is the Grey Cup winning team. They don't have to do much other than signing their own players. If they can do that, they can probably stay strong, add the odd piece, which they did with Lecter coming in. So yeah, I'm not disappointed with what Saskatchewan did. They didn't have to go out and make a big impact on free agency. They just had to stay strong.
Yeah.
Okay. Winnipeg Blue Bombers get an A. This one I gotta see. Defensive lineman Jake Cerezda comes from Edmonton. Additions receiver of Tim White. Now, I'm not a Tim White fan, but in the right organization, he might do well. I'm really not sure about Dalton Schoen. He's just been injured way too much. He had a breakout stellar first season and hasn't done much since.
They didn't sign
No,
him.
they said they weren't signing him. No, they said they weren't.
Okay. So Dembski's the number one guy there then.
Well, they got other guys.
They got
as well.
Wheatfield.
Who?
Wheatfield?
He's not a number one guy.
Yeah, but
Wheatfall left.
Wheatfall? He's pretty good.
Dembski's not a number one guy either because they never cover him, so obviously he's not a number one guy.
Yeah.
They're looking for that true number one.
They did sign linebacker Jovan Santos Knox and offensive lineman Jarrell Broxton. So yeah, they definitely improved their team.
I don't know if they improved their O-line enough.
They re-signed Stanley Bryant, which to me, I just cannot believe they did. Just boggles the fucking mind. He's going to be 40 years old before training camp. He's a week older than Trevor Harris. So I don't know. Hamilton Tiger Cats get a B+. Trey Ford is fun, but Ticats fans hope he will never plays a meaningful snap this year with Bo Levi Mitchell is healthy. Returner Mario Alfred, offensive lineman Eric Lofton will be nice additions, but when linebacker Devin Verziek turned his stellar rookie season into an NFL opportunity, the Ticats could not let the ghosts of 2020. What the fuck? Who wrote this?
I did not.
Linebacker Winton McManus is the ultimate answer to this uncomplicated equation, and Hamilton deserves credit for ponying up enough loonies and toonies to make it a reality.
I don't see how Hamilton improved.
I don't see no. Mario Alfred, Trey Ford,
Winton McManus.
I like McManus. He's a good guy.
I honestly think Hamilton improved by getting rid of Tim White.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got
he was a big problem for them.
Yeah, but if you're in trouble, if Bo Levi Mitchell goes down, you're in trouble.
Yeah, everyone is.
And if BC loses Nathan Rourke, we might as well just fight Edmonton for the basement.
Edmonton's the only one that if Cody goes down, their starter goes down, Edmonton right now is the only one that has legit capabilities.
So we can't do the what ifs on that. We have to assume that they're going to do well. We have to. And yeah. I don't know. I don't see a problem with what Hamilton's done. And you got to realize, too, Hamilton's in the Eastern Division. They just have to be better than Ottawa and Toronto.
Yep.
Which pretty much already done.
Take much.
Right? Reality, they have to be better than 2 out of the 4 teams, out of the 3 teams, 2 out of the 3. And that's not hard in the East. Regardless of what Eastern fans want to say, I'll tell you, if there's a Western team in the Eastern Division, they would be in first place every year. Go back and look at go back and look at the standings for 2022. I love this. Okay. Winnipeg is what? 13 wins on the season. Calgary is, or was it Saskatchewan that was 13?
No, Winnipeg was up there.
Winnipeg was at 13. BC was at 12. Calgary was at 12. Calgary did not have a home field playoff game with 12 wins. Toronto had 11 wins and got home field and a bye because they were the number one team in the Eastern Division with 11 wins. Now, 11 wins is amazing, but not when 3 of the Western teams are better.
Question with the crossover, why doesn't the team with the better record have the home field advantage, regardless of the crossover?
Because it's
there's
Eastern
a lot
and Western.
It's all about money. Okay,
So,
Greater
yeah.
Toronto area has 7 million people in it. Okay. Western Canada from the Ontario border doesn't have 7 million people. Okay. One city has a greater population than Western Canada.
So you made my point right there from what I said a few months ago, that Toronto's a very important market to have and to grow the game for the CFL to succeed.
100% they are.
They are, but they're not interested.
They're not. The city's not interested.
It's their loss.
Well, it is, but unfortunately, that's kind of the way that it is, and it hasn't changed, and it's been decades. It's not been the last 2 or 3 years. It's been decades in Toronto. Okay,
Yep.
They won the Grey Cup in what, 2012, and their season ticket base went down the next year. Show me where that happens anywhere in any professional sport. It doesn't. Okay. So the Toronto Argonauts, who missed the playoffs, and we have said that the teams that miss the playoffs should do the most work. Okay. So Edmonton Elks got a B+. We haven't done Ottawa yet, but Toronto's the other team. They get a C. A C is unacceptable in any aspect. Okay. So what happens? They sign Deshaun Amos and defensive back Robert Priester, linebacker Darius Pickett. Doesn't say what they lost, but he doesn't seem to like them very much.
He compared Toronto to Calgary. Gave them both C's.
Well, we'll see what happens there. Ottawa Redblacks get an A.
Of course. They love Dinwiddie.
Highest mark in the CFL this year. Out of all the teams, because nobody got an A+. Winnipeg got an A. BC got an A-.
Don't forget Marshall Ferguson is also a Eastern homer.
Of course he is. He's in TSN Toronto.
Yeah.
Free agency is about value, and the Red Blacks nailed it. Ottawa pieces everywhere. Underrated defensive lineman. Oh, fuck. Habakkuk Baldonado. Emerging as a star linebacker. AJ Allen, solid answer to potential quarterback injuries with Jake Mayer. Stud running back Greg Bell. Special teams upgrade Brian Cole. Veteran presence in defensive backfield Demario Houston, and calming force in receiver as Adian Eberhardt. Force? Who rates this shit?
If Greg Bell was a really good running back, an exceptional running back, Hamilton would have re-signed him. He was terrible last year. Uh, I I don't get Ottawa.
Well, they're bottom of the league. They literally were the lowest team in the league last year. Okay, they were lower than Edmonton. They were lower than Toronto. They've been in the basement for close to a decade. Okay, they have to do something. What are you laughing at, Scott? Am I wrong?
Oh, I'm just reading Will's comment.
I just sent you the proper pronunciation of his name, CJ.
Why?
Because
Hababook?
Hababook Baldonado.
Baldonado. So it's not half a cock?
No.
It's not half a cock, no.
Not half a cock, eh? That's too bad. I like that one. Hababook. Okay. So Ottawa needed to make a big change. They needed to make a big splash. They needed to do something. They got a new coach. They got new assistant coaches. They're working on rebuilding a team. I don't dislike what Ottawa did. Is it enough to elevate them out of the basement? We're going to see what happens in Toronto.
Yeah.
I think Toronto's going to be at the bottom of the basement this year. And when the one thing that we can look at these grades, take a look at what the Calgary Stampeders did last year. When they went into the season, did anybody predict that they were going to win as many games as they did?
Well, here's and I was a big negative of the Calgary Stampeders. Okay.
Yeah.
I like Vernon Adams. I just didn't know he was going to do as well in Calgary as what I thought what he did. I was really down on Dave Dickinson, who hadn't been a very good coach for the last 5 years. And he actually coached an amazing season last year. He was very good at it with Vernon Adams as quarterback. They came out and they played some good football. Now, I also have to listen to other people who have their say on what teams do because I don't follow the players. Okay. Sparky was very negative on the Calgary Stampeders defensive backfield. Okay.
He always is.
And I honestly believe the Calgary backfield did very well last year. So they played a lot better than what Sparky anticipated. And I had to listen to it. And I did. So I gave Calgary a very negative grade going in. I honestly figured that they would be in the basement of the Western Division last year. They were not. They were in third. I expected Edmonton to do better than they did. They did not. Okay. So Winnipeg shocked me a little bit by being as bad as they were. I honestly expected it to end up being BC Saskatchewan for first, Winnipeg in third, Calgary and Edmonton fighting for the basement. Okay. Calgary surprised us, did well. Edmonton surprised us and did poorly. Winnipeg was not as good as what we thought they would be, and Saskatchewan was very strong. Stronger than I thought they would be, but they didn't surprise me other than Trevor Harris not getting injured. And that's why I wasn't high on Saskatchewan, is because I don't think Trevor Harris can maintain an entire season. He did. So Saskatchewan played better and won a Grey Cup because of that. Do I believe they can do it again? No, I will not pick Saskatchewan to repeat on the Grey Cup. No, I won't pick Saskatchewan to be number one in the Western Division. I will pick Saskatchewan to make the playoffs. Okay? So I expect them to be second or third in the Western Division. Okay? I do expect BC to be number one. And I'm usually not a homer. I very rarely ever pick BC to be number one, but I do expect it this year. Okay. Who is going to be in the number 2, number 3 spot? Well, that's going to be a very strong Calgary team. Where's Winnipeg and Edmonton? They'll fight for the basement.
I don't believe that. I think Edmonton's improved, but I do believe Calgary is, to me, fighting for number 2.
Yeah, they'll be fighting
And
for
I
number 2
think-
spot. I have no doubt about that.
And I think BC should be number 1, barring injuries.
Barring injuries.
And I think there's going to be a fight for second place between Calgary, Winnipeg, and Saskatchewan.
And you know what? I'm not going to disagree with that, because
And
you
the
never
reason
know what.
the reason I
If
think
Zach
that
Collaros
way-
has a season like he had last year, I disagree. If he
well,
if he
but
plays
the
better
reason I
football,
think that way is because Zach Collaros is going to have a better year this year.
he's going to have a better year, so they're going to be a better team.
Yeah,
So-
and with Calgary, I mean, last year I thought they would automatically be better with Vernon Adams because they had a quarterback for the first time in 3 or 4 years. Makes all the difference.
100% it does. Edmonton would be a great team with a quarterback.
And I mean, with Saskatchewan, regardless of if Harris is hurt or not, Saskatchewan's still going to have a good defense because Corey Mace always has
they're
good
a strong
defenses. Yep.
They're a strong team. But if
So
you
I
can't
think it's
score
going to be a
points,
fight.
doesn't matter
think
how
it's
strong your defense is.
And you could and you know what? Edmonton's got to improve. And you could even say there's going to be a 4-way fight for second place in the West.
I can't say that. I won't say that.
I think you can.
No.
As long as Taylor,
I can't say that.
as long as Taylor Pell is opening day quarterback.
I take a look at Calgary. If it were not for they had a 4-week stretch last year where they went into a slump. Beyond that,
Yeah.
they were playing great football for the majority of the season.
They should have been in second place.
Well, they beat the number 1 team in the CFL twice.
And Ottawa beat them twice.
Yes.
And Edmonton beat them.
Yes.
That's embarrassing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Keep in mind that the one Ottawa loss was a terrible weather condition game.
Yeah, so
Those
what?
games
They
were.
both had to play in the weather.
Yeah, they both had the elements.
Didn't you say that was the worst game you ever sat in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things. I mean, we're going long on this show right now, so we're going to have to shut it down. But I'm not overly. I don't really see a problem with Marshall Ferguson's grades on this, William.
I do.
Not overly.
I do. He rated Calgary a C.
A C plus.
C, that's what I have a problem with.
I do
If all
disagree
those
with
should be-
that.
If all those other teams were Bs, Calgary should at least be a B.
I would say B plus.
You can't tell me that Calgary didn't do better than Ottawa.
The only team that was worse than Calgary, according to his rankings, was Toronto.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with most of the rankings that he had in here. I will give you Calgary's being a little bit off. I probably would have given them a B plus.
Uh-huh.
But that being said, I think they're a strong team. I'm picking them for second or third place in the West this year. And that has to be. Doesn't matter what you do in free agency. It matters what you do at the end of the season.
Yep.
There's so many things involved. You guys all know this. Injuries, guys not playing up what you thought that were great last year, but weren't so great this year coming up. There's all
Guys coming
kinds
back
of
from the
miracles.
NFL.
You know, all those Saskatchewan Rough Riders who's gonna have big ring head this year. You know what I mean? I got a ring. I got a ring. You know, so could be some of those too.
And as you taught me, Labor Day changes everything. Teams can
New
change
season after
on
Labor Day.
Always does. So we are almost March 1. We got March, we got April, we have May, and we're in training camp in 2.5 months.
Yep.
Yeah, middle of May.
It's awesome. What is that? 10 weeks. 10 weeks before we get football.
And
Okay.
I've already bought my season tickets and my Grey Cup ticket. So
Yeah, I'm talking to the BC Lions right now about mine, so we'll see what happens. This has been Let's Talk CFL podcast, episode number 638. I've been your host, Christopher Jones. I love talking football with these boys. Say goodnight, Scott.
All right, everyone have a good night. We'll see you next week.
William.
good night, everybody. In another couple of weeks, I do believe the UFL is coming up. Let's watch those 60-yard football or 60-yard field goals.
Yeah.
Might get
Amazing,
rolled
eh?
in it for the kickers.
Yeah.
Let's have a kicker free agents or free camp, or what do they call those things? Free agents camp. Michael, say goodnight.
Good night, everybody. And if you're interested in becoming a kicker, get down to San Diego this weekend. Maybe you'll make Will's All-Star team to become a kicker.
Oh, kickers. Yeah, not going to happen. I've hit that stop button.